In this exercise, we are going to see how to use protocol and what are their advantages with this simple example, just to understand how it works, okay? So we will create a collection of objects that represent a type of different vehicles. We will use protocols to define the type of vehicles with different properties and functions. We will have these three types of vehicles: a gas car, an electric car, and then a truck. With this, we will create different instances for each vehicle that we have in our store, for example. So we will use these four protocols in order to define the behavior or the characteristics of our three types of vehicles, which will be vehicle protocol, gas protocol, electric protocol, and delivery protocol. So in this case, we are going to avoid using inheritance. So we are doing protocol oriented programming. This is a different way of object-oriented programming. Usually in Swift, it's recommended to use protocol-oriented programming, okay? Then we will create a list of vehicles, a list of this type, which is a protocol. We will see how. And then we can call a start engine function of each vehicle. You can imagine this like if you are doing a game and then you want to send some action to this vehicle instance that maybe you have in the map. This is just an example. So let's go. Let's start adding our protocols here. We will have the protocols that we mentioned in the description. So the protocol vehicle will be common for all the vehicles, and it will have a property called number of wheels. So all our vehicles will have this property because all the vehicles, at least the ones we are going to define, will have wheels, all right? Then we will have gas vehicles or electric vehicles, okay? If the vehicle is a gas type, then we will be able to start the engine. But in case we will define an electric vehicle, we just have to plug it, okay? Or, this is a different function. This will charge our vehicle, electric vehicle, but we don't have a start engine here because in the electric case will be like turn on or press button, something more simple, but this will be a different function. Then we have the protocol delivery that will be applied only to trucks, okay? Our car will not be used for delivery. So as you can see, these protocols are defining the vehicles that we are going to define here, okay? The number of wheels, if it's gas, if it's going to use for delivery, etc. So next step is to define the types of vehicles that we are going to have, which is gas car, electric car, and truck. And these three types of vehicles, we will have different protocols, okay? All of them, the three of them, will conform vehicle protocol because all of them are vehicles, but only two of them will be gas. For example, the gas car and the truck will be gas vehicles, okay? Then we will define here an electric car, which is going to be vehicle, but also an electric vehicle, okay? Then the truck will also have delivery protocol because the truck is going to be used for that. So as you can see, once we implement we conform the protocol, the vehicle protocol, gas protocol, or any protocol, we have to implement their properties and functions, okay? So every time we access to a vehicle type or to a gas type or an electric type, we are going to be sure that these properties and functions will be available for each protocol type, okay? Let's see an example of this. So here we are defining three instances of our vehicle types, okay? So we are creating an instance of an electric car, another of a gas car, and then another of a truck. Then we are going to do an array of vehicles, okay? So this is a protocol and all of them are conforming this protocol, so we can add them to the same array because as we've seen in previous articles, the arrays have to use the same type. We cannot have different types here, so we cannot put the arrays, the vehicles to the array because they are different types, but they have one type in common, which is the vehicle protocol. So we can add them as a vehicle. So once we have this array, we can access to the properties or to the functions of them. In this case, we see the example where we are going to access to the start engine, okay? But only the gas vehicles have this start engine function, okay? The truck will implement its own start engine function. It will work different than the car one, okay? If you think this, you can use this, for example, in a game. So in a game, if you want to call a start engine function to a gas car, maybe the sound or the file you are going to use in your game will be different, right? Because the car will sound different to a truck. So this is how you can imagine a real example. So that's why different vehicles will implement the functions differently. So imagine we have this array and I want to call a start engine function for every vehicle in the array. So not all of them are gas cars, so I can do this casting in order to check each vehicle that is a gas type, and in that case, if this if-let works when I try to cast that vehicle to a gas type, then we can access to start engine, because this gas vehicle that we just defined is a gas type. Okay, so we have everything we put here. We have all the properties or functions that we added to this protocol.